Hello, class. Today, we're going to take a few minutes here to go over the template for topic 1, DQ1. All right, just a couple things we want to notice as we get started here. All right, first of all, let's notice the legend on the right-hand side of the Excel sheet. So right here, as you're going through this work, please notice with me that the blue cells are where I entered a text response. The green cells are a number, and the gold cells have an Excel formula. Right here is our example. In this row, we have the blue cells where we have typed in P. What is P? Notice right here, P is the initial amount. And we typed in R. What is R? The annual rate. We typed in N. What is N? N is the number of compoundings per year. And we typed in T, where what is T? T stands for the number of years. All right, so all those we typed into the blue because they're just a text response. All right, next, we typed in the green numbers next. The green says is a number, all right? So that's right here on the green row. Okay, so first of all, notice we typed in 4,000. Why? Because right here it says, suppose you have an initial balance of $4,000. So I typed in 4,000. It says next, it grows at a rate of 12.3%. So I typed in 0.123, and then I convert it to a percent right up here on the toolbar. Click the percent sign. Right, click the percent sign. It will then give you a percent. If you want to add another decimal place, then click the arrow to the left, which gives you another decimal place. Next, I typed in N equals 4. Because why? Because right here it said it was compounded quarterly, right? Right there, compounded quarterly, meaning there are 4 quarters per year, so N is 4. Lastly, it said, what's the balance after 5 years? So I typed in 5 for T. All right, let's clear this. Let's take another look. We now want to notice what formula we are going to use. Here is the financial formula for the compound interest. All right, so compound interest formula. That is the formula that we want to use. Now notice, it has a P. Where is the P? Right here. All right, as we already discussed, P, the blue, is just the text. The 4,000 is the value that we want to use. All right, next, notice it says 1 plus R. Where is R? Right here. Once again, the blue is the text, the green is the number, so R is there. N is the next value in the formula. Right here is N. Once again, blue is the text, green is the number we want to use. And lastly, you can see in our formula we have T. And once again, right here is the value of T. The blue is the cell entry, which is text response. The 5 is the number. All right, now in cell E18, let me get my mouse back here, okay? Cell E18, that's right here. It says, let's figure out what the value of A of T is. All right, so click right on the formula bar beside the formula up here at the top. And notice this, that we are using the cells that we just mentioned. Cells for what, you say? Okay, let's remember. This is the formula we're using right here. Okay, so I'm using this formula circled in red. Go back up here. Let's click on this. Again, click on the function bar right beside that function and notice. The formula says P, right? It says start off with P. Let's get a different color ink here. All right, different color ink. All right, so right here's my P, right there. Instead of P though, when I'm typing into Excel, notice that I have typed in A17. You see the two, right? Can you see where I'm connecting the two? All right, next, what's the next one? All right, let's draw again. The next one is, the next value is R right there. There's R. But I'm not typing R into my formula right here. What am I typing in? I'm typing in B17. Because why? Because B17 is the rate of interest that we talked about a little bit earlier. All right, next, the next value in my formula is N. Before I go, let's erase some of this, okay? Let's erase right here. All right, the next value in my formula is N right there. Where is N? N is right here, but I don't want to use the number. I want to use the cell that the number 4 is in. So that is C17. So I typed in C17 right there in my formula. All right, let's clear these out. Let's keep going. Next, my formula said the caret key right here. That's on your keyboard, Shift 6. You can see that in my formula right here, Shift 6, right? Okay, keep going. Next it says open parentheses, I open parentheses. Next it says N right here, right there, N, and in place of N, I put C17. Why? Because right here is C17, where the value of N is. All right, good. Let's clear this out. Keep going. Next, the last one to type in here, the last cell is the value of T. Where is T? Well, right here's T. But remember, I don't want the number T. I mean, the letter T. I want the number that represents T. So I type in D17 because right here is D17. All right. That's how I have applied the formula. There's nothing that you have to worry about here. Just type in this formula exactly as it reads. Start with the equal sign and type from left to right exactly as it reads. You can say to yourself, equals P. Well, let's just look at it, okay? Let's go back and look at it together. Once again, put your mouse right up here beside the formula and look, just read it, equals P. Instead of P, I'm typing in A17 times on my keyboard, that's Shift 8, open parentheses, 1 plus R, but in place of R, I'm typing B17. You can see it highlighted in red, /N, but in place of N, I'm typing C17 because that's where the value of N is. Next, I need the caret key, which is Shift 6, close parentheses. I'm sorry, open parentheses, N. Where is N? It is in cell C17 times, remember that is Shift 8. T, where is T? That is in D17. I close the parentheses and I hit enter. Next, it says, note, I'm looking here in the yellow, okay? In the yellow, it says the dollar amounts right here must be currencies with 2 decimal places. And there I have my dollar amount for P, 2 decimal places. Here I have my dollar amount for A, the future value of compound interest, has 2 decimal places. My percent has 1 decimal place, and I have formatted everything exactly as it calls for. Okay, now it's our turn to do one from scratch together. All right, you guys ready? All right, let's scroll down a little bit into our Excel sheet and let's go through this again. Step 1, type in the blue, okay? In this Excel sheet, I typed in P. Remember, P is in this case, it is the amount that's contributed, okay? The amount that's invested. All right, R, 6.2%. N is 12. Why? Where does it say that? It says we have payments. Let's circle it, make sure everybody's with me here. We have payments contributed at the end of each month. How many months are there per year? 12. So therefore, N is 12. All right, next I fill in the value for T. It says the value after 7 years. I'm reading right here in the gray, right? Once again, right here. T is 7 years. So I typed in 7 right here. All right, let's clear this out. It's our turn to do some work. Now I want to use this formula right here, okay? This one, remember I said we're gonna go from left to right. This is nothing you have to try to be tricky with or figure out. Just type exactly as it reads from left to right, okay? So click on your mouse. So put it right here in cell E27. Notice that blue arrow I just drew. What does it start with? It starts with the equals. So type in equals. Remember, all formulas, mathematical formulas start with the equals. Next, what do I want? I want P. All right, so I'm looking for P as I go from left to right. Remember, I don't want the letter P. I want the cell where the value of P is. I can do one of two things. I can just click on it. Watch, click, right? I click right on it and it grabbed the cell for me. It says, oh, you want A26? I say, yes, I do. That's right. Now I go back to my formula and what comes next? The asterisk comes next. So click in my formula bar and type Shift 8. What comes next? Open parentheses, open parentheses. You're saying, where's all this coming from? Well, go down and look at the blue arrow, okay? The blue arrow starts with equals, then P, which we clicked in or typed in A26. What comes next? Asterisk. What comes next? Open parentheses, open parentheses. You tell me what comes next. 1. That's right. 1. What comes next? Plus. All right, you got it. 1 plus. What's next? You say, well, R is. Okay, so go look. Where's R? The letter R is in blue. All right, the cell I want is right below that. So click on the 6.2. Just go ahead, click on it with your mouse. And it says, all right, you want B26? Yes, I do. Go back to the formula above the blue arrow. And what comes next? After the R, it's a forward slash. Forward slash. Good. What comes next? N. Where is N? Well, here's the letter N, but I want the cell below it. So just click your mouse right on it, or you can type it if you prefer. All right, it says you want C26. Yes, I do. What's next in my formula? Close my parentheses. What's next? The caret key. That is Shift 6 on my keyboard. What's next? Open parentheses. What's next? N. You say, is it okay if I use N more than once? You bet. Click on N again. It says, okay, you want C26? Yes, I do. All right, what's next? Asterisk, which is Shift 8 times T. Where is T? Well, T is in column D. The letter T is in blue, the blue cell. The number I want is in the green cell below that. So just click on it, right? Where it says 7. Do you want D26? Yes, I do. Go back to your formula. What comes after T? It is the close parentheses. What's next? -1. You say, hold on. What are you doing here? Okay, remember, I'm not doing anything tricky. I'm following this formula from left to right, all right? Left to right. So what did I just type in? I just typed in this -1 right there. That's where I am. I typed in the -1. Now let's get the scratch out of the way, okay? So you can see what we're doing. All right, so -1. Click back in my formula bar. What comes next? All right, that is the close parentheses. Right, very good. What's next? /. Perfect. Next, open parentheses. What's next? R. We've done this once before. Go down and click on the value of 6.2, the cell, which is right below the letter R. Click on it. B26. What's next in my formula? /. What's the last letter to type in? It's N. Can I use N so many times? Yes, I can. Just click on it. That is C26. Okay, what comes next? Close parentheses. And I am done. Okay, I'm done. Everything is correct. I followed the steps from the equal sign to the closing my last parentheses. So what's left to do? Hit enter. Hit enter, and there you can see my result. All right, my result is right here. Right there's my result, cell E27. All right, E27 is my answer. Now notice it needs to be formatted. 2 decimal places, it's formatted correctly. My percent needs 1 decimal place. It is formatted correctly. Everything is excellent, guys. We have done good. Thank you so much for walking through this with me. All right, let's clear out the scratch and scroll down a little bit more. All right, next. Remember, in blue, if it's not in your template you have, just go ahead and fill in PRNT, right? Fill those in. All right, next, the green, those are the numbers. Where do you get those numbers from? Right? The numbers come from right here in row 32, right? Read row 32. There you have it. Where's the 10,000? You have a principal amount of 10,000. T is 4. That's 4 years. The rate is 7.3 right here. Where does N come from? Oh yeah, right here. The monthly payment. It's monthly. There are 12 months per year, so N is 12, right? So we now have it set up to use. Don't stop there though. We're doing great. Okay, next. Remember, start with this formula right here. Go from left to right. Type it exactly as it reads, right? Start with the equals, P, open parentheses, asterisk, open parentheses, R /. You guys got it, right? I know you do. Next, make sure after you type the formula in, make sure it's formatted. All right, you say, well, how do I make it a decimal or a currency with 2 decimal places? All right, let's review this. Go back up here to the formula we did together. Click right on it. All right, when I click on this, notice it already is a currency with 2 decimal places. If it wasn't, I could go right up here to this toolbar. I can click the drop down arrow. I can change it to a number. Okay, you guys notice? There's no currency symbol anymore. It's just a number. Does it have 2 decimal places? Yes, it does. What if I took the 2 decimal places away? Watch right here. Click to the right, no decimal place. Click to the left, the decimal place comes back. Click the $sign. My currency comes back and I'm done. Okay, so that's how you get your currency. That's how you do your formatting for this whole worksheet. Any formatting you need to do it right here. Okay, scroll down. All right, now the last one, the inflation rate formula. You're going to do this exactly the same way, everybody. Exactly. Okay, you're going to read right here, row 41. All right, here you're going to get your CPI values from row 41. You're going to type them in right here, right? The CPI value for January of 09, the CPI value for January of 14, and you type them right in those blue and green cells respectively. Let's clear this out. Next, what formula am I going to use? Well, I'm going to use the formula here in cell A40. Watch with me, okay? Left to right, remember, left to right. It starts with the equals, parentheses, the new CPI minus the old CPI. I'm going to leave you guys to figure out what the new and the old is, okay? One is January 09, one is January 14. Which one do you think would be old and new, right? Lastly, it says, make sure when you're done with the formula, make sure your inflation is a percentage with 3 decimal places. 3, okay, 3 decimal places. Remember, the toolbar right here is where you do all your formatting. You see a percent sign, click it, right? You want to add decimal places, click the left arrow. Want to take away decimal places, click the right arrow, okay? So you guys know you got the formatting. You can do it. Thank you guys. Appreciate your time. Jump in, have some fun, post your work. Let's do this. Take care. Bye-bye.